い、長尺チャンネルです。アメリカの中間選挙は、アリゾナ州やネバダ州では、まだ開票結果が1週間ほど遅れると言われていますし、ジョージア州ですか。12月3日に決選投票が行われる予定だということで、まだ確定はしていませんが、はい、予想では共和党の躍進、赤い津波が起きると、散々、ほとんどのメディアが報道してきていましたんですが、気持ちが悪いと思われている方も多いのではないでしょうか。やっぱりというか、蓋を開けてみたら、はい。むしろバイデン民主党が善戦するという形になってますよね。これは一体全体どういうことでしょうか。確かに下院の方では共和党が優勢なのですが、過半数を取るのに苦労していますし、大事な州知事や重要な上院ではギリギリまで、どちらに軍配が上がるか決着するのに時間がかかりそうです。はい。世論調査では72%の有権者が、米国は間違った方向に進んでいるといい、58%のアメリカ人は、米国のアメリカの最盛期は終わっているとして、凄まじいインフレ、不法移民問題、治安問題を生み出したとして、大統領の支持率は40%まで落ちていました。なのですが、民主党が善戦して、歴代の大統領がその1期目に高い確率で大幅に議席を減らしてきたのに対して、バイデン大統領はたったの7議席しか、減らさなかったということが、話題になっているんですね。はい。なぜこのように予想と現実が大きく乖離したのかは、謎なんです。謎なんですが、いろいろと考えられる節もあります。そうですね。例えば、カナダ人ニュースさんでしたか。取り上げていましたが、NPC の出口調査で投票先を選ぶ最も重要なことはという質問に対して、治安11%、中絶27%、インフレ31%、銃規制が11%、移民問題10%と、答えているわけなんですが、ここでですね、なんと人工中絶規制に強い関心があるということが、わかります。27% という高い数字になってるんですね。ところが選挙期間中はマスコミも大きな争点として、話題というか報道してこなかったと思いますし、共和党もすでに、全てに規制をかけるという主張ではなかったということでもあったと思うし、中絶問題の重要性に、そこまで注意をあまり払ってこなかったんではないかなというふうに、考えます。それに対して民主党は早くから中絶の件に女性を援護しているという、そういう印象が、あって、ここに来て民主党前線の一員になったのではないかという、報道が今結果的にされています。はい。そしてですね、これも及川幸久さんが取り上げていましたが、バイデン大統領が事前に選挙対策を打っていたのではないかということなんですね。詳しくはYouTube 動画を見ていきたいのですが、2021年3月7日の大統領令で、国民の投票権の拡大をするために、バイデン大統領が600の政府機関に命令をするという、大統領令が出されたということですね。出されていたということですね。これはですね、日本では18歳になりますと自動的に投票資格を得て、投票権が各家に送られてきますが、アメリカの選挙では投票するには、あらかじめ登録をしておかなければならないということなんですね。そこでですね、あまり普段選挙に行かない人っていうのに対して、有権者の登録推進プランということによって、例えばなんですが、失業者などが、政府機関が窓口になるような場所を利用してですね、日本であれば、どうなんでしょう、ハローワーク、そんなところをイメージして、でもいいんでしょうかね。そんな場所を利用して有権者登録手続きを進めるというものなんですね。言い換えますと、公的な選挙事務所を民主党が乗っ取って、無党派層に有権者登録だけではなく、民主党の投票を進めることが、可能となるというわけなんですね。私はもちろんこれだけではなく、他に様々なことが重なり合って、今回、前評判と現実がかなり、かけ離れてしまったんだと思ってますが、うがった見方をするとマスコミが珍しく共和党の優位性を懸念して、油断させたような気もしますし、嫌な予感がしてましたね。今回も民主党がマスコミを、きっちり抑えているのに対して、共和党はそれほどでもないという、ことも浮き彫りになったかなと。さらに3つ目なんですが、はい、我那覇真子さんが選挙前の動画で、インタビューしていたのがありましたよね。今回もすでにですね、例の機械、投票の機械ですね、数える機械のトラブルがもう出てまして、話題にもなってましたね。2020年の大統領選挙、そこで不正選挙の調査チームの一人が、語っている、この動画なんですが、これを改めて聞くと、なんか闇の深さというか、民主主義の危機というより、すでに破壊されているのではとさえ、思ってしまうんですけども、日本も、非常に気になるところです。ご覧になられた方もいると思いますが、少し印象に残ったところをアップしたいと思います。では、よろしくお願いします。
So you're one of the investigation team in Michigan actually opened the machine and find the tip.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards? What did your team do afterwards? Did you submit this to court or?
No, I mean, really all we could do was just make the information available. The people that have to act on it are the elections boards for the counties, the judges, Secretary of State for whatever state it was in. We can make the information available, but they're the ones that have to do something about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
So if they choose not to do something about it, then it goes nowhere.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Which is the case in all of the contentious states.
I see. Even though private investigation team present evidence to the public, but if the official ignored it, then
nothing happens.
They can just ignore it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We presented overwhelming evidence on a number of different fronts, and judges wouldn't hear it. They wouldn't hear the case.
Wow.
So,
wow, this is very shocking.
yes.
Locate many voting books.
Yeah.
And then this 2,000 meal, there are many meals, meaning that people who delivered votes, ballot harvesting.
Yes.
So there are so many people. Are they really how should we understand this? Was this like one person organizing everything, or there are so many people trying to do towards one direction?
There were many people in this effort. I personally witnessed a number of video conference calls between a couple of dozen people discussing how to bring the government to a standstill if Donald Trump won. These would be mid-level, high-level government employees in different departments actively talking about how to bring the government to a standstill because they didn't get their outcome that they wanted. So when you're talking about money being spent, what many people don't know, after the riots of 2018, yes, many people donated to BLM, Black Lives Matter, via a website called Act Blue. Act Blue sent hundreds of millions to the Democratic National Party, and that's verifiable in their records. Instead of the money going to the causes that people donated the money for, it was instead redirected to the DNC.
What is DNC?
Democratic National.
I see.
Yeah.
And then this money was used related to election.
Yes. Yeah. For the election. Yeah.
Wow. So you're saying that not only the voting machine wise or money wise, there was this active physical people preparing to do some kind of coup within government.
They were just actively not work. So their government department that they oversaw, they would just not either process the work that they had to do, and nothing would get done. So
like sabotage then.
A type, it would be a type of sabotage,
Wow. And then the result is here now in 2022.
Yes, exactly. You know, in the short time that Biden has been in office, every single month is a new disaster. You know, there were no wars during the Trump era, and now we're like on the verge of World War III, it seems. the economy is in the worst place it's been in nearly 40 years. So he's done exceptionally well to bring the country to its knees in such a short amount of time. And that's
Yes.
why we fought so hard to try to show the truth as to what actually happened in this election.
I see. I think probably the people who are watching this interview are thinking, what can we do, or how can we seek the truth? And what do you would say to people who are concerning about this?
There's many Americans with the exact same concerns, because we can't have the same thing happen again. But there's just so much overwhelming fraud throughout the entire process, electronically, physically, people manipulating voting polls, whatnot. And the media themselves conspired. Time magazine actually admitted and published an article that all the major media heads conspired to manipulate the outcome of the election. I believe that was published in possibly March of 2021. But they fully admitted to conspiring. So we're fighting not just technically, not just financially, but we're fighting the media as well, because the media are all very much in collusion with the Democrats on that side as well. So what do we do about it? That is the toughest question to answer, because you have to fight it on so many fronts. And we've learned from the past experience that exposing the truth doesn't fix anything, because the people that are supposed to enforce the truth don't do their job. And in fact, we see just the opposite. Those that are supposed to enforce the truth come after those that do expose the truth. And it becomes a very dangerous situation in that regard. So.
Based on your research on the U.S. presidential election?
My conclusion is that there's overwhelming fraud. And, during my research, I actually uncovered a document produced by an organization and team that Stacey Abrams had created. And they prepared a document that stated explicitly that this one company's voting machines had been corrupted. But not once was that document ever brought out during the 2020 election, because it went in their favor. So they kept their mouths shut, and they kept this document under wraps. But even Stacey Abrams knows that these machines are corrupt. We received over 50,000 affidavits from individuals that felt they had witnessed election fraud. 50,000 affidavits from people. So, it undoubtedly happened.
Okay. And this year, the beginning of next month,
Yes.
there is going to be midterm election.
Yes.
What do you think? Do you think same thing will happen?
It's going to be one of the most important elections in U.S. history. What happens here determines the fate of the country. So the Democrats are going to do everything they possibly can to retain power. That's financially, technically, through the media. They know no bounds as to playing fair or being truthful. So, yeah, it's going to be a fight to the finish for the midterms.